Hello guys, how are you all? This is Prashant. I welcome you all. So as I am here with my topic database management system. Last time we have discussed that file system and versus database system. So here today's our topic is two tier and three tier architecture. So why we are going to read this one? So first of all, this is our question. Actually, as a CS student, you should know what is the functioning of a interface to the machine or a server, how the server is responding to the machine. These things we have to understand. So here we have two tier architecture and the three tier architecture. So let's begin with this. So here is a small word for you. Basically, when we are going to talk about the two tier architecture, three tier architecture, in general life we have seen this. So with the example I will tell you, but first of all we have to understand what is the two tier. Two tier architecture is a client server application. Okay, so these lines you have to remember. Two tier architecture is a client server application and three tier architecture is a web based application. So make it sure you will get this answer, you will get these words again and again. So two tier architecture is a client server architecture and three tier architecture is a web based application. So next, so let's begin with the two tier architecture. Have you visited physically the railway stations to reserve your ticket? I hope you have visited. So when you have to book your ticket, what you are doing, you are giving the necessary information filled on a paper to the reservation counter, and that fellow is particularly working on a screen, and here he is filling the information and accessing directly to the data sources. Okay, so what exactly going on here? Let's suppose here is a your client that man is sitting there on the reservation station, is on the system. So what he's doing, he's filling the information with a interface. Okay, with the interface, this interface is a high level language interface. It can be in a PHP, in a Java, any language interface, but he is directly interacting with the server where the needed information is stored. Okay, so what he is doing, let's suppose you have to go from Delhi to Mumbai. So you want to go Delhi to Mumbai. So he is accessing the trains which are available from Delhi to Mumbai with this two tier architecture. So two tier means only two layers to work. One is the client layer, another one is the data source layer. Okay, so here what is happening when he is with that interface, means any language, Java, PHP, whatever is designed, the software is there. So he is accessing, he is writing the information, he is writing the query, and the query is fetching the details from the database and returning the results to the user. Okay, so that's why it is known as the client server architecture. Okay, so next thing, it have the direct communication. So there you can see, means all have the direct communication, all can access at same time. let's up Sometimes you have seen that only 10 tickets are available in the counter, and as you reach it remains only two or three. How it is possible? Because other clients of the same database are also accessing the network, so that machine. So that's why it is called the direct communication, means all can access directly. Direct communication means there is no layer, means he has the authorization, he has the authenticity to access this machine. Okay, to access this machine. Now run fast, it is faster because they are tightly coupled. When you are accessing the files from the internet, so it is taking a little bit time, but here they have the directly tight coupled system with this client layer and the data source, so they can access direct data directly easily. Okay, so these things you have seen in the banks also. When you are going to deposit the money, when you are going to withdraw the money, so what they are doing, they are entering your details in a computer system, and that system is directly attached with the data source. It is not necessary that this data source should be nearby them. It is connected with some architecture architecture. So that term is we will tell you when we are going to next term. So that time I will tell you what are the terms. So it is connected with that term. Okay. So here, so that time what they are doing, they are giving the query with the that application to this data source, and this data source is returning the result. So in this, what is exactly happening in this data source? The data is processing. The data is processing whatever query you are sending to this is processing the data. Exactly, it is checking that whether your account is having that amount or not, or this is your account or not. So it is going to check that one also, and giving the needed information according to your needs. Okay, so let's see the what are the advantage and disadvantage of these systems, why we are using two tier system and the three tier architecture in computer terminology. So let's see this one. The two tier architecture have two parts. One is the client, second is the database. Now on the client application side, the code is written from the saving the data in SQL Server database. Okay, so from client side we are writing the queries and directly fetching the details to the database, and according to our query it is returning the result. Now what are the advantages? Easy to maintain and modify, it beats easy है, you can access directly. Communication is faster because when the author is there, the author have the facility to access all the authentic means needed information directly to the machine. Now the disadvantages are some there. Why? That's why we jumped from two tier to the three tier. Performance will be degraded upon the increasing the users. If the user increase, as I told you, you just now you checked that 10 tickets were there, after that only 2 tickets remaining. So how it is happening? Because multiple users are working, and that's why sometimes it got slowed down. Okay, then cost is insufficient. Next we have the three tier architecture. So three tier architecture is the web based application. So here you can see the three layers are there, one layer, second layer, and the third layer. So first layer is the client layer, and the third layer you can see as a data source, the same previous two tier. But here you can see another layer is there, application server. So what this application server is going on, it is also known as the business layer. Here you can see business layer, client layer, business layer, and the data layer. So what exactly this application server is doing? Whatever information you are processing from here, it is directly going to the application server. Application server is accessing your processing your data and asking about only that thing which is stored in this database, and giving you the proper result as the output. Okay, so what is it doing exactly? It is cooking all the things, and whatever is needed means all the raw materials coming from here, and it is cooking, it is sending to this, and after this processing it is returning to you. Okay, so this means here you have a interface. It is also a high level language interface. It can be a web page, it can be a server. So here you are also accessing the things from a interface, as like have you filled your information on your Gmail account? I think you have filled. You all have the Gmail ID. So in that Gmail form is the interface. Okay, it is a high level language interface. It can be in Java, it can be in PHP, it can be any other language. So it is a interface. So here is the interface. User is using the interface to accessing the necessary information, and it is directly sent to the application server, and application server is sending the filtered result to the data source, and data source is returning the result according to user's choice. Is this clear to all of you? That's why we use the three tier architecture. Okay, so now let's understand what is the client layer. It contains UI part for our application. What is UI? User interface. It contains user interface part of our application. For our applications means it have the user interface. User can interact with that form. He can fill the details. And when you click on the submit button, okay, so it is going to be saved somewhere else, or if you want to access some information, you can use as a sign up. Okay, you can edit the details, you can delete the details, you can manipulate the details. These things are clear. So next one, this layer is used for design purpose, where data is present on the user input it takes from the user. So I think it's clear to all of you, when you are using the form, you are filling the details, you are entering your user ID and password. So according to that, you are fetching the details. Okay, so these things are clear. Next is the business layer or a application layer. So here you can see all the businesses logic written, like validation of data, calculation, data instruction, etc. Everything is present in this business layer. Means it is checking whether you are a valid user or not, whether you are, whatever data you are sending, it is also calculating that thing. Means how many, what is the balance in your account, whether it is related to you or not. Okay, it is calculating, and after that it is sending to the data server. Data insertions. Okay, these things you can do with in a business layer. This act as an interface between client layer and the data access layer. I think it is pretty clear with the figure that it is a mediator. Okay, now make communication faster between client and the server, because it is already filtering all the things. It is already filtering all the things, that's why it is providing the necessary result to you. Now data layer. What is a data layer? Data layer, actually databases comes from in the picture. Means here the main thing means it is only to store the data and access the data. That's why we are using the data layers. It the contains method to connect with the database and perform insert, update, delete. Means these things we can do. Okay, the calculation part we are doing in the this business layer, all the calculation and validation. But if you want to insert some data, if you want to update some data, if you want to delete some data, it will take place in the data layer. Okay, I think these things are clear to you. Now as we have some advantages in that two tier architecture, similar we have some more advantages in the three tier architecture. Now first is performance. Because of the because the presentation tier can catch request network utilization and minimize, and the load is reduced on the application and the data tier. So you can see that means all the things middle part is doing. So that's why the client is having the less load and the database having the less load. So they are accessing the information easily. Scalability. Each tier can scale horizontally. Okay, yeah, you can see in the figure all the things are scaled in the horizontal way. Better reuse means all the things we can reuse easily. Now advantages: high degree to flexibility in deployment, platform and configuration. Okay, improve data and integrity, improve security, easy to maintain and modify. These things are clear to you. These are the simple words I use. I try to mostly use the simple words, so these things are clear. So here is the ending of this chapter. I hope these things are clear for you. What is the two tier architecture, three tier architecture, and these things are clear to you. So next time we will meet with the next topic, which is different types of keys. What are the use of keys? So we will discuss later. So keep safe, remain home, and do study. These are the main things, and write down these notes in your notebook. We will meet with the next time with the test. Thank you. Have a nice day.